new chapter for you all in social studies. That is chapter number 10, Conquering Distance. So it's on page number 63. Okay. So in this chapter you're going to learn about the need for transport and the various means of transportation. So now in the olden days, okay, how the people, they used to travel from one place to another, like the early men and all. So they used to, if they had to go from one place to another, they used to go on foot. Okay, they used to carry the load on the back and they used to travel for long distance on foot. And later on they started using animals. Okay, the animals like horses, camels were used to carry their load. And they even built raft. Okay, so and with that raft they used to travel on the rivers. And later on they invented, or the wheel was discovered, and with the discovery of this wheel only there was a total transformation in the means of transport. So they used to use this wheel over the cart pulled by the animals to carry their load, or also to move from one place to another. And in the year 1769, James Watt, he invented the steam engine, and this particular steam engine, okay, it was used to run on coal, and later on they changed it and it was replaced by petrol, diesel and so on. So this is about the brief history about the means of transportation. Now let us see the need of transportation. So why do you think transportation or means of transport is necessary? So let's take some of the points now. So if you want to go to the new place, what do you need? You need the transport, isn't it? You either go by car or bus, isn't it? So therefore the first point is we need transport to reach a new place. Then second point is that in order to supply the raw material to the industries, because industries, they convert the raw material into the finished goods, isn't it? So in order to supply, or in order to transport this raw material to the industry, what we need? We need the transport. So likewise, in even the finished product also, in the industry, they convert the raw material into the finished product. Now this finished product, it has to reach to the consuming center. So in that case also we need the transport. So likewise during natural calamities and all, in order to provide relief to the affected people or in that area, what is required? We need the transportation. So these are some of the importance of transport in the modern days. So now let us see the means of transport. So we can categorize the means of transport under three heads. First one is land transport, waterways and the airways. So land, water and airways, these are the three means of transport. Now under land transport we have roadways and railways. So roadways and railways come under land transport. So roadways, there are two types of roadways. We have metalled and unmetalled. This metal roads, okay, these are known as a Pakka road and they connect the important towns and cities. Then we have the unmetalled road. So these unmetalled roads are known as a Kacha road, and usually they are made up of mud, and they connect the village areas. Okay, so this is about the roadways. And we even have the expressway also. Now what do you mean by expressway? Means these are the broad straight roads with no speed breakers, crossing, turnings and all, and these are meant for the swift travel. Okay. So now the next one is a railway. So railway is one of the most important means of travel in the transport in the world. Okay, almost all the countries, every countries, they have the railway network. So now what's the importance of railway means? This railway, it can carry a large number of some people and goods at the same time. And as compared to other land transport, it is the cheapest mode. I'm saying that apart from the other land transport, okay, if you compare it with the roadways and all, railways are much cheaper. Okay. Then in India, the first train, it ran between Mumbai and Thane in the year 1853. Okay, in 1853, the first train ran between Mumbai and Thane in India. And India has the second largest railway network in Asia. Please remember this on page 65. and the fourth largest in the world. Okay, so now let us move on the waterways now. So waterways, as you know, it is the oldest means of transport. Okay, it's the oldest means of transport, and it is much cheaper. We can say it's the cheapest mode of transport. Now why it is the cheapest mode of transport means because waterway means water is a free gift of nature, and you don't have to make any route, okay, to travel over the waterway. Only you need to have a sufficient depth of water. Okay, and but it has a disadvantage now. Okay, so before disadvantage, let's talk some more about the advantage of waterway. So it can carry huge bulky goods at the same time from one place to another, and as I already mentioned, it's the cheapest mode of transport. But if you compare it with the other mode of transport like airways and all, it is slow, and it rather depends on the weather condition. Okay, it depends on the weather condition. That's the only disadvantage of waterways. So it's on page number 65 and page number 66. Okay, so now the last one is your airways. So airways, as you know, it is the fastest means of transportation. It is the swiftest mode of transportation. That means if you want to reach the place like faster, or if you want to reach the place earlier, then we take airways. Okay, but it is the most expensive. Okay, it is fastest, that's the advantage, but it is expensive. Like all people, okay, they cannot afford to go by airways. And these airways, it plays an important role, especially in during the natural calamities. Like you have seen sometimes during the earthquake or during flood, isn't it, like in our own country? So how the relief means, like the people, they go and help those victims and all. It's all through the airways. Like you have seen the helicopter service being provided to the affected areas, the flood affected areas, and also airways play an important role during the natural calamities. So these are the different means of transport.